I was a single mom and I met him on a Saturday morning training for work.
Josh, we met years ago. I ended up doing his interview and it was just so awesome because he was just such a fun-loving guy, just had a lot of positive attitudes, and that was what we thought was really an awesome quality for him working with us, and totally didn't know it was going to turn into such an awesome, beautiful friendship and relationship years and years later.
One of the biggest reasons why Josh and I click is he was best man at our wedding, and he's godfather to our daughter, Alexis. And so, obviously, who we don't trust anyone more than, we trust them.
We met at the office. I was like, oh, who's that girl? My immediate reaction was like, wow, she's like really pretty.
We developed a very, very strong friendship. There was an attraction, but I had just gotten out of a really bad relationship. So it was a good thing that we did not get together because it just wasn't the right time. But through that process, we spent about 4 years developing a really strong friendship, learning that we could trust each other, laughed a lot together, learned that we could believe in each other. I think like everything that you need for a strong foundation for a romantic relationship.
By going and becoming best friends and getting to know each other and knowing each other so well, know each other in and out, you know the things that you like, you don't like, the things that they appreciate or don't appreciate.
The very first event that we had for work took place on July 4th here. My son had gotten sick, he had an asthma attack, and the first person to point it out was Josh, and he just showed that he cared a lot. And when we were at the hospital, he kept messaging me to find out how he was. He showed that he cared. So he asked me after I had stopped dating someone if I wanted to just pretty much hang out after work one night. We met up and we were supposed to just have some drinks and relax, and it was one of those things that, being a single mom and working 2 jobs at the time, didn't really have any, so it was supposed to be just a fun night. And then he kissed me. Well, I believe I kissed him first, but we argued about that. And that kiss felt very, very different than anything that I've ever experienced. So the first time that he told me he loved me, we were laying down and we both had quite a bit to drink, and I said that he was crazy, that he says funny things when he's drunk, because it was a very weird timing, just getting out of a relationship, and it was just very, very bad timing for somebody to say that I love you, and I didn't believe it. I thought that it was just the alcohol. So a few nights later, he surprised me with a Penn State sweatshirt and had me dance with him in front of the car at night here at the cabin.
For me, probably the first time that I thought like, wow, this could be something more than just like best friends or friends, was when we came to the cabin and we were just, chilling and talking, and we ended up dancing together.
And through that, he whispered in my ear that he loved me, and then had to point out the fact that he was not drunk and he knew exactly what he was saying.
Once we were dancing, it was like, wow, this is like, it feels like we've danced with each other before. There's, like I said, a comfort there, and I didn't want to stop dancing. I don't think she did either.
It was one of those literally take your breath away, my heart is stopping, and I don't want this to stop.
At that moment, it was like one of those things that's like, wow, I could really see like this leading to something more.
When we had to leave each other early in the morning, we were under the understanding that we were only getting together that one time, and I wanted more. I didn't want it to stop.
I never thought, they would be together.
Yeah.
Right? Did you ever?
No, it was kind of like they were they were secretly hanging out and talking to each other, and we were kind of, what's Josh always doing, talking to this, texting and not showing us.
They made great friends. It didn't even think into our heads that would be the case, and then lo and behold, one day we found out that they were together, and then it like instantly clicked, like, oh yeah, of course, they're supposed to be together. That makes sense.
It wasn't just us having a relationship too. I mean, Noah and I had the start of a really good relationship, and out of the get-go, I was fun Josh. As the progression went on, I'm still fun Josh, but I guess now like there's some rules and discipline, and so I'm not always fun Josh.
I met Josh 5 years ago at the office. He was fun.
I had gotten really, really sick, and I was still at work, and I was working third shift as a nurse. And he came with some magic soup that tasted horrible but did the trick. And he also had not a letter per se, but kind of like a checklist, I guess, of 13 reasons why I should let him compete for my heart. And when I was reading it, I just started to cry, and I'm like, this is, like, everything that he was saying was true. Like, I still have that paper. And it just made me realize that he was my best friend, and I did love him.
So I guess Josh and Nequila, they always had a code word for if Anthony was around, they would say this code word, and so then they would stop talking to each other. Anthony was in the office the one day, and Josh was like texting away, and Anthony walked into his office and snatched his phone really quick, and I got to see it because we have a security system in our office.
Because I wanted to know, so I was just faster than him.
And he's there, he's looking at these things like, why are you talking to Nequila? Anthony called me afterwards. He's like, you will not believe who Josh is dating.
We found out.
He's like, we found out the answer. So Josh, he knew he wanted to marry Nequila. Like, he and Anthony would have
hardcore,
endless conversations about how much he loved Nequila.
Yeah, when he told us, when they both told us, we just knew, like, it was obvious.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're together. Yeah, you could just know that there's people that are supposed to be together, and that's them.
Yeah. So, I mean, Josh was talking to us all the time about Nequila wanting to marry her, finding the perfect ring. He told me, hey, you need to pay attention to the conversations you're having. If she says, I like this ring, you need to send it to me as soon as possible.
I got talking to Anthony about it more, and I was like, you know what, like, we should do a special event at the office. He's like, well, yeah, what a way to get everybody down and understand. And we have client appreciation nights from time to time at the office anyways. And I said, well, let's just do it, before Thanksgiving's coming. We can, chalk it up to having like a Thanksgiving get together. Everyone's thankful, that kind of stuff. And I'll just happen to be able to invite all of her family to it. And hopefully we can get everyone there.
Josh was going to propose to her. We had a training at our office, like friends and family night, and like food and refreshments and stuff like that. So he had invited everybody because he told them that he was going to propose. So like everybody was coming, but they hadn't got the ring yet.
What probably was the craziest part of everything was getting the ring. So she went to Kay's, she picked out a whole bunch of rings, made it very easy for me of what to get. Found the one that she really wanted, and went and got in touch with them and said, hey, this is the one I want, can you get it for me? Well, they were fading that edition style out. They were getting a new one in, and it turned out it was selling out all over the place. So the place that I originally went to get it didn't have it. They went to another store, found it there, was gonna order it in there. A couple of days later, found out, nope, they're out of it there, they don't have it there.
Anthony and Josh, they found the ring. So they knew what it was, where it was, and they were calling everywhere for this specific ring. And come to find out, it was like outside Philly. They're like, Becca, we're leaving. We have to go get this ring. If Nequila calls, we're hanging out at the house.
Josh had a perfect thing saying, because he said we were going on an investment appointment.
Yes.
And it just happened to be a few hours away, and we had to go and come back. And and she texted us, hey, where are you? Oh, we're just leaving the appointment. It went over, because you know how Anthony is. He likes to talk, blah, blah, blah. It was going really well. And turned out to it bought us more time.
But they didn't get home till like, oh my gosh, it was like 1 a.m. On their excursion to find the ring to make sure they had it in time. It was awesome.
Everything worked out. Everybody showed up. Everyone there family-wise was there. And what was crazy was everyone in the room knew except her.
Nequila didn't quite understand what was happening at that point. Why is there this video of me and Josh, right? And I don't think until Josh went up on stage and started talking, is she started to get that feeling, that look in her face, because she saw Noah. Then Noah had some flowers, and Josh just went through his love that he had for her and asked and proposed the question.
Do you feel the true self? Will you marry me? Yeah.
I was pretty confident that she wasn't going to say no. So that was in my favor. And I thought, well, you know, for whatever reason, if she really thought she was going to say no, she's going to have to walk through like 50 people on her way out. So how's that for a little bit of pressure, right? But no, it was pretty awesome.
I look forward to getting through all the good and bad stuff that we're going to experience, because that's just life, and knowing that I have someone who's strong enough to put me in my place, but allows me to be strong enough to put him in his place too. And you know, definitely those experiences that we've separately thought about, but just being able to share them with the person that is your best friend, I think that makes it even more special. So the traveling, but even just like taking care of our parents together and raising kids together and being able to be in the community and being a community member together, I think that's what I guess I'm just excited for everything being able to be together.
Their story, in our eyes, is kind of a story of change. Mm-hmm. And I think Josh and Nequila, in your marriage with your family, it's going to be changing. It's going to be constant change, constant adaptation, constant growth, constant forgiving, constant compromise, and also don't forget laughter.
Yeah.
Because if there's no laughter, love obviously, but laughter, you know, that's the thing that gets you through stuff. Just love each other, respect one another, and you guys are already doing that, but change and adapt, and that's part of long-lasting marriage, I think. So,
Yeah.
right? You agree?
I agree.
Great.
They're my favorite because I love a wedding. And see ya later. I will see you on your another video.